folks, thanks for joining me again. I popped out again. I'm in a ridge and furrow field, but not the same one that I was in from the last few videos. That one is behind me, the other side of the road, probably a couple of fields away. This is another one. I've been here about an hour or so. I've not had much, to be fair, just some bits of rubbish, sort of aluminium bits, a bit of copper. I've just had a find now. It was a 19 signal. I dug the hole, it dropped down to about 12 or 13, and now it's out of the hole, it's reading 24, so that doesn't quite work out very well, does it? Anyway, let's stop waffling and we'll show you this little find. So this was about 5 or 6 inches deep, and like I say, it was a bit of an odd signal. Anyway, it is a coin, I'm pleased to say, but it's a very slick one. Quite a thin one too, so I'm guessing it's going to be sort of 1700, something like that. Maybe a George, probably a George really, I suppose, but it could be one of the Williams or William III maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, more likely a George. Anyway, a little copper coin. Right, we're going to keep going and keep our fingers crossed that something old turns up. I'm just up near the top of this ridge and furrow field. I've had a mid-20 signal here, only quite shallow, 4 or 5 inches. We've got a little wren farthing. You can just see the bird on there, I think. Not sure if it's George the VI or George the V, I'm not sure. Facing left, so who's that? Maybe 6, I can't remember. Oops. Yeah, so hopefully that'll clean up anyway. Great. Happy with that. This was another mid-20 signal, only about 4 or 5 inches deep. Not quite sure what that is. It's copper. Perhaps it was some sort of a mount or something. I haven't seen anything quite like that before, so I'm not sure. If you know, please do comment below. This might not come as a surprise, but I'm back in the Georgian field. I wasn't having much luck in the other field, so I thought I'd come back to this one. There's less junk in here. I've been here about 20 minutes. I had 2 buttons and a clog clasp. I've got a signal down here which I'm going to show you in a second. Sort of mid-20s, 24, 25, something like that. So let's have a look at this and see what it turns out to be. So it's only shallow, as you can see, not deep at all. Might be a horseshoe, or one of these aluminium horseshoes, or it could be something better, or maybe worse. Just on the edge. I don't think it's, well, hopefully it's not a horseshoe. It seems to be big enough. It's in this lump of soil. It must be small. Not a shotty. It's not a shotty. Oh, go on, Bennett. 2 pence. Oops. Yep. Never mind. That's what you get for filming a live dig. Just there is where the 2 pence piece came from. I was checking over the hole right next to it. We had another signal, 14. I've already found it, just a little coin there, about 6 inches, 7 inches deep. Can't see much on it. Probably a farthing, probably one of the Georges again, but I'll have a look at that a bit closer later on and See if there's anything on it. It's looking a bit toasted. Oops. That's good. Yeah, so here we are. Nice little ridge and furrow field. It's been quite productive to date, but mostly Georgian stuff apart from that lovely shield weight a few videos back, and the copper thing that I haven't got a clue what it was. Right, we'll get this hole filled in, we'll carry on. I'm over near the scruffy corner of this field. The grass is a bit longer and there's some nettles and thistles about, and it's a little bit harder to detect on. Anyway, we had a signal here, 8 inches deep. We've got another coin. Probably a George. I can't see much on it at the moment, but I think there might be some detail on this one. Fingers crossed, so hopefully we'll be able to get a positive ID later on. Britannia, I think it is. Is it a George? Somebody facing left anyway. Excellent. Just dug this one out, 10 inches deep. Right in that corner down there. We've got, I think, got another coin. Another warm one as well. Yep, it's looking warm. Right, I'm gonna try and stop myself from rubbing it. But I don't think there's been much on this one. And we'll take a look later on anyway. Great stuff. Great. Right, we had a 13-14 signal down here. Probably 8 inches deep, I think. I've just popped into the bottom field, the bottom ridge and furrow field. Look what we found. Nutcrackers again. So I wonder if this is the other half to the one that I found recently. Looks like it could be. A bit mangled. Anyway. Yeah, probably 1800s. Right, there we go. Little 16 signal there, 17. Give that a go. Right, it's in the lid, so I'm not too confident about this one. It's obviously fallen out. What's that? What is that? Looks like a little pulley wheel type thing. Well, I think it's some sort of pulley attachment or something, I'm not sure. Give it a wash later on anyway, and we shall show you that in the roundup. Okay, so we have a signal. Well, it's very jumpy actually. It's sort of 15 up to mid-20s, so it could be something a bit scrappy, but it's quite a high pitched signal, so we'll see what it is. It's not in there. It's a bit tricky to get the tripod in the right position because the ground slopes quite a bit and the grass is quite long as well. Is it in there? No. Aha, I see it. There we go. A coin of sorts. I think that's George III, possibly a halfpenny, if you can see that or not. But I'll check it out later on. Can't see a lot. It's getting starting to get a bit dark now, so this may be my last signal actually. But please do join me for the roundup, and we'll see what we ended up with. Great stuff. Yep, I got another signal. High 20s. So I might as well show you this while we're out in the field. So one of those, I don't know, possibly an oil, what do they call them? Lid off an oil tank type thing, oil can. Something like that anyway. Cracking signal, very high pitched. Can't see a maker's name on that one. Probably a bit smaller than some of them. Oh well, one of those. I'm almost at the gate now, and one last signal. This is going to be the definitely last one. 14:15. It was about 7 or 8 inches deep, and we have a little tiny coin. Very small, very thin. So, not sure what that one is. It's a coin, isn't it? Yeah. Little coin. Great stuff. Well, I'm glad I came back to this field because I wasn't having a great day until I came back here. Right, whatever that is, folks. And we shall see you for the roundup, hopefully. Hi folks, thanks for joining me again. I'm sorry for the wind noise, but it is a very blustery day today. Now then, this field that I've just arrived in has been grass for the last, I don't know, maybe 5 years or so. But I've had a few nice finds from here. Not any great numbers, but some nice finds all the same. Well, a couple of days ago it was ploughed and seeded, all in the same day. And the farmer says I can go on it up until the shoots start to show, so here we are. I've just made my first find. Let's show you this. Right, so here we are. This was a very shallow find, pretty much just below the surface. A little 11 signal, and I'm pleased to say we have a little Roman coin. That's fantastic. Very worn, but even so, very welcome as well. That's awesome. What a great start. Lovely little Roman. I think that might be a minim. They're usually 4th century coins from this, well, from most of my fields actually, the ones that have Roman coins in them. So yeah, that's fantastic, good start. I do tend to find a lot of 4-hole buttons in this field, or at least I have in the past. I've had a couple of buttons so far, or one 4-holer, one something else. I've just had a little 7 signal down here, almost on the surface. And here we are. I thought this was another button, but I'm not so sure it is. I don't know if you can see that on there. There's like an anchor design on it. Somewhere, that way up I think. Not sure it's a button because the back looks a bit odd. It could be a cuff link or something like that. Or a fob, end of a fob watch or something. Not really sure. Don't know how old that is. I think it's, I presume it's copper, maybe with a bit of iron on the back of it. But yeah, a little 7 signal. Right, we've had a nice little find down here, coming in about 1920-ish. Only 3 inches deep. And there we go. It's a Queen Victoria Jubilee celebration medallion. Or some kind of celebration medallion anyway. Now, I didn't think that was of Queen Victoria at first, but I think it has to be. Crowned, let's say 1832, 8, is it? I'm not sure. There's various dates on there. So that's a nice little find, that. Yeah, a little medallion. Plain on the back. We've got some nice detail on the front. I've got something sort of along similar lines to this already, actually. Also I do believe that it's more of a star design rather than this sort of medal design. That's brilliant. I'm going to keep going. I keep finding these little 4-hole buttons. I did say that this field is renowned for it. This is a surface find here, not metal. It's an oyster shell. So that's a good sign of Roman activity, isn't it? Well, certainly aren't natural to this this area. I'm right up on the hills here. I'm back up on the more exposed part of the field, so I'm sorry for the wind noise, folks, again. Just had a 12 signal, but high pitched. I'm not sure what I've just found. I thought it might have been a button, but I don't think it is. It looks to have some age to it. The edges are quite irregular, sort of thick and thin in different areas. There's a couple of lumps at the top, there, and there. So I wonder if it was mounted on something. Whoops. I wonder if it was mounted on something. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I just think it's got some age to it. If you can help with an ID, please do comment below. Yeah, what is that? I'm up near the top edge of the field. Well, actually, the edge closest to the billies that I'm detecting near. I've just had a 24 signal, quite shallow again, and we have a coin. And we've got a George III. I think it's a halfpenny. See the date on that. I think it's 1806. So it's not really in bad condition. That's good. What's that? Coin number 2. First one being a Roman, and then this the second one. I could do with some more though. I could do with some artifacts. I'd love to find a nice artifact. At the moment, I'm just along the very top edge of the field. I'm going to walk towards those trees again, and it's time for another coffee break. I've had a shallow find down here. I think it was reading about 1617. It's a nice one as well. Little bit of silver. And it says baby on there. Oops. So it looks like it was a little brooch. The pin's missing, unfortunately, but there are some hallmarks on the back, and providing I can actually see them, because it can be quite hard to read these, can't they? I might be able to get a date for that. But that's nice. Could be 1800s, maybe even 1900s, I'm not sure. That's lovely. Very pleased with that. Bit of silver at last. Not entirely sure what I've just found here. Shallow again. Looks a bit like it might be the sort of a foot off something. Perhaps some little ornament or decoration. There's a hole in the top there. May have been silvered at one point, but I think it's copper. So it's whatever that is. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know how old that would be. Probably not very old. Interesting. Well, it's blowing a gale again, folks. I'm sorry for any wind noise. I'm just along this opposite edge of the field now, and I've had a little signal down here, and it's some sort of a lid of some sort. It's got like a flower petal design to it. I say a lid, I think it's a lid. Yeah, so that's a bit different, isn't it? Don't know the age of that really, I suppose. Could be 1900s, could be 1800s. Still got a bit of colour there as well. Yeah. That's not a bad little find. It beats some of the other stuff I've been finding. The buttons, I've had a few more buttons again. Just the little 4-holer ones. Yeah, that's quite nice, that. Well, It's almost sunset, so this is my last signal, I think. 1617. Seems to be a coin of some sort, but I can't tell you what. It feels very light actually. But anyway, it's probably a, I don't know, maybe a farthing or something. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. But it's a coin, and I'll take that. Right guys, I'll catch you in the roundup hopefully. Right, here we go. These are some of the junk finds. Piece of lead, may have had a purpose, but I don't know what. Bits of, looks like a gear from perhaps from a clock or something. Lid off something or other, I don't know. It says Valor on it, I think. Yeah, quite a few 4-hole buttons. Don't like those things, as you probably well know. Little toy figure there. Looks a bit like a soldier, doesn't it? Anyway, yeah, I do find lots of junk, folks, but I usually cut it out of the videos because the videos would just be too long otherwise. Yeah, but just like everybody else, I find lots of rubbish. Right, the other stuff. So we have part of a pair of nutcrackers, probably from the 1800s. These don't match the other ones I found. Different focus, different design. This little pulley thing, I wonder if that could be from a sash window. I can't really think what else it would have been from. Bit of junk anyway. Oil can lid, oil tank lid or something. May not be very old actually, that. Good signal though. Bit of a pewter spoon handle there. Probably post-medieval, so 1700s. A couple of buttons. Still don't know what this is. It's an odd thing. If you have any ideas, please do let me know below. Not got a clue with that. Hang on folks, just let Holly out the door. Sorry about that. Right, a couple of modern pound coins, 2p. I think that may be a clock winder or something. Surface find, little. I think it's an oyster shell, so that may go back to when the Romans were in that second field. I suppose it could have been picked up by a bird and dropped in the field, but I prefer to think it might be Roman. Right. Some more buttons there, some fairly old looking ones actually. I think that's pewter, that one. This, not sure, but it looks like the foot off some sort of table decoration. And I think it was silvered at some point. I don't think it's particularly old. Not entirely sure what this is. So it looks like a bit like a tack from the back, but it's got something in there in the centre. So it might have been like a tie-pin or part of a brooch or something. I would guess Victorian, but not entirely sure really. This little thing with a ship's anchor on the front. There's no crown, so it's not part of the Royal Navy or anything like that. There's a couple of flags on there. I have looked on Google, but I couldn't find anything the same. And I think there's signs of iron on the back there, so I'm not entirely sure what that was. George VI Ren farthing. It's a bit of a crusty state, that, so I'm not going to bother doing too much with that one. Which way up here? There you go. Yeah, just a farthing. 1, 2, 3, 3 very worn coins. This little item, I put some of these finds on the detectinghub.co.uk forum, and the guys there have helped me with some IDs, and I think this is probably a Victorian brooch, so not particularly old. I thought it was a lid off something, but that's a hinge there, so probably would have been where the pin went and locked in here. This was a nice little find. A little bit of silver, you want a bit of silver. and I've got an ID off it thanks to the hallmarks on the back, and that was made by Charles Horner in Chester, and that dates exactly to 1914, so it's not particularly old but still nice. I actually found one of these on eBay, and the letters there where it says baby, the example on eBay had the letters painted in blue. Oops, come on. And there'll be some green paint on the two ends here. I suppose it depends if you had a girl or a boy. Which way up are you? There you go. Queen Victoria Jubilee Medal from the 1800s. I will straighten this out at some point. I've just given it a bit of a clean, that's all. Not a particularly flattering portrait, that, is it? Anyway, we've got a couple of George III halfpennies, 1806. You can just see the date on the right hand side one there. This one's a bit crusty. Yep. Go. That's not a bad little coin. George II halfpenny, so probably 1730s, 1740, something like that. That's one of the better George II coins I've found. Yeah, that's all right. George II farthing. Similar dates, I'd imagine. Now this little thing, I still don't know what this is. I put it on Twitter and I put it on the forum as well. One suggestion from the forum was it might have been the bottom of a table. Sorry, a chair leg. I don't know. I just think it looks a lot older. It could be a button, I suppose, but yeah, it's fairly irregular shaped. Sorry about the focusing, folks. So if you can help me with that, please do post a comment. The only little Roman find, and thanks to Tony from the forum again, as a barbarous Constantinople city commemorative coin. So I think these are 4th century. Quite a small one, oops. But still, that's a lovely little find, that. Yeah, very happy to find that. This one, now then, again, thanks to the guys on the forum. That's a Dutch one, I think you pronounce it Duit, D-U-I-T, I could be wrong. And that actually reads, go on, Hollandia. And the date on the bottom, I think, is 1754. It's certainly 1750s, but I think it's a 4 on the bottom. Very difficult to see. The back's a bit too worn to make anything out, really. But that's the first one of those I found. So yeah, quite happy with that too. So those are the finds, folks. Right, folks, that's it for this video. If you can help with any ideas, any information on any of the finds that I've got on the table, please do post a comment below. It's always good to read your comments, and I do appreciate your help. I won't be out detecting while the current restrictions are on. I don't necessarily agree with them. They seem a bit strange, but rules are rules, I suppose. What other folks do is their choice, not mine. So in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. You all take care. Happy hunting, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.